tomorrow I'm going to Israel.
Yeah, for how long?
I'm going, so the trip starts Saturday night, but I'm going from Thursday. Oh, it's not, so it starts Sunday. People leaving Saturday
It's like,
night.
who is organizing?
Rabbi Mansell.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How many people are in the group?
We ended up being about 40.
40 people.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Be a very meaningful trip. Eli is going to Israel tomorrow. Very nice. Your wife is coming?
Yes, wives
She's
are coming.
also coming.
Yes.
Oh.
Wife.
Well, this makes it even bigger. 40 means 40 men or 40?
40 total.
Oh, 40 total. Maybe 20 couples.
About 20 couples.
You're going with an organization?
It's going, actually, Mang David is doing it with Rabbi Mansell.
Everyone that went said this is one of these trips. I mean, I'm sure they organize it the way they should.
Oh, it is. It's going to be.
No question. Eli, you don't write a lot, even me, but every night write few lines because there's certain experiences that you will have that you would like it to be in writing. Let's go back to last week.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning, good morning. Let's go a second to Perashat Vayigash when Yosef is accusing the brothers being spies. And the two psukim that normally we don't pay attention. Look a second, it's on page 234. It doesn't do anything. Nothing changed. It was
Lord Colder, yes.
It was exactly the
Lord
same.
Colder, yes.
It was exactly the same at 10 to 6. Look carefully what Yosef is telling them in page 234. It's Perek Ben Bet. Pasuk Yudaled. Pay attention to the text. Don't try. Everyone tried already, and everyone tried 100 times, and everyone pushed other buttons, but nothing changed. There's no point of looking at it.
Yeah, I thought I heard it. That's why.
No, before
It's going to shut in a second.
Shut it off by now.
Before it was on.
The boiler's open.
Oh, is the fan on? Yeah. It's on or off? No.
Oh.
Okay.
Listen carefully what he is suggesting to them. ויאמר עליהם יוסף, הוא אשר דיברתי עליהם לאמור, מרגלים אתם. I'm sticking to my accusation. וזאת יבחנו. It's 234.
Right.
This is your test. חיי פרעה, he swears, אם תצאו מזה, כי אם בבוא אחיכם הקטון, okay, you have to bring Binyamin. Until Binyamin comes, please listen good. שלחו מכם אחד ויקח את אחיכם. Okay, we understand that. ואתם העשרו. It's putting them in jail. ויבחנו דבריכם. I'm going to test you. האמת איתכם ואם לא. אם לא. If Binyamin is not coming, חיי פרעה cannot do nothing. Up till now, I'm taking all of you into jail. I have to send one to bring him, otherwise my accusations stand. Here, we're going to focus on this pasuk. ויאסוף אותם אל משמר שלושת ימים. So here, he takes all of them, the 10 brothers, puts them in jail for 3 days. What does he gain by it? If in a minute you'll see that he lets them go, and he keeps only one. Listen carefully. After 3 days, ויאמר עליהם יוסף ביום השלישי, זאת עשו, וחיו את האלוהים אני אראה. אם כנים אתם, if your story is real, אחיכם אחד, one of you, should be jailed. יאסר בבית משמרכם, ואתם לכו הביאו שבר רבון בתיכם. It's very nice of him. He says, listen, I don't want to keep you in jail. Let's keep one of you. You go bring food. Pay attention. ואת אחיכם הקטון, now that I'm sending you back, 9 of you, תביאו אליי ויאמנו דבריכם ולא תמותו, ויעשו כן. All my life I have to admit, never paid attention. What did they do? ויעשו. Remember, he's putting a proposal on the table. I'm letting you out, go home. Food, ויעשו כן, look at the next pasuk. Look at the next pasuk. ויאמרו איש אל אחיו, this is the first time they do it, אבל אשמים אנחנו, we are guilty. על אחינו, אשר ראינו צרת נפשו בהתחננו עלינו. I mean, this is the only time that the Torah is revealing us that when they were selling him, he was on the floor crying and begging them, yes? ולא שמענו. על כן, באה אלינו הצרה הזאת. Okay. As they are speaking to themselves, Yosef understands, and Yosef is crying, okay? Now, remember, the proposal was, you go home, one stays, and out of nowhere, look a second, it says here, look at Pasuk 24, Vayisov me'aleim, Yosef turns his back, and he's crying in another room. Vayashav aleim, he comes back, Vayedaber aleim, what is Vayedaber aleim? The Pasuk doesn't say one word. Spoke to them already before the proposal is on the table. Vayikach meitam et Shimon. Vayasor b'eineim. You do realize that before the proposal was, you give me one of you. Here he's choosing. We'll see 4 ways of understanding it. Before we start, open the Rambam, which we learned 1,000,000 times. Rambam, Chot Yesodei Torah, everyone knows it, we do it many times. Remember, Rambam Sefer Matra, Chot Yesodei Torah, Perek Hey. Only couple those students from over.
What's that?
Students are coming along, or just
Only adults.
Only adults, yeah.
Adults. Some
No,
younger girls, but married ones are
Yeah,
coming
but
without their husbands.
It's a different level. Yeah. If you have an adult,
No kids.
okay. So look at the Rambam. He's going to go. Magen David. No, yes.
I just have the right.
Says the Rambam. We did it many times, this Rambam, but now suddenly the psukim are, it's Madam Yesodei Torah. Yesodei Torah is a synthesis of the Rambam in the book of knowledge. The first topic it discusses is Yesodei Torah, the foundation of our faith. No, Halacha Hey, Perek Hey, Halacha Hey. Okay, you have it there, yeah. Okay, we know it. נשים שאמרו להם עקום, נשים שאמרו להם עקום, if the goyim are telling a group of ladies, you choose one, and we are going to rape her, otherwise we would rape all of you. יתאמו כולם, we're not going into this topic, but the main point is, the minute we choose the one, we are saving our neck with hell. Says the Rambam, all of you should become Tameh. V'chen, okay, now it's more our case. You realize it's the same here by yourself. You realize, yes? Yeah. You have to choose one.
But they didn't choose.
They didn't choose. V'chen, אם אמרו להם עובדי כוכבים, תנו לנו אחד מכם ולהרגנו. You pick one. We would kill him. ואם לאו, otherwise, נהרוג את כולכם, יהרגו כולם, ואל ימסרו להם נפש אחת לישראל. But if they give a name, ואמרו, תנו לנו פלוני, give us this fellow, or נהרוג את כולכם, which means, it's not that the community is choosing him, they already gave us a name. This is the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan. According to Rabbi Yochanan, even if the man that they suggested is an innocent man, since you are not picking him, and they picked him, it's okay to do.
Well, let's say like in the Nazis, somebody did some
Right.
sabotage. They didn't name the person, but they named who's the person who stole this,
correct,
who's the person who did this.
Correct.
Is that
They're
like
looking,
naming?
yes.
Okay.
וכן, listen to this. ואם יחדו להם ואמרו, תנו לנו פלוני או נהרוג את כולכם. Now the Rambam is not even following what we just said. The Rambam is following Reish Lakish, and everyone wonders, but the Rambam says so. Only if the fellow is מחויב מיתה already, כשבע בן בכרי, יתנו אותו להם. Sheva ben Bichri is the man who rebels against David, so he has to be killed because he's a rebel, and he is finding refuge in a city. Yoav is putting a siege on the city, and a wise woman says to him, "We would kill him. Would you let go?" He said, "Yes." They killed him here. So the man is Chayav Mita. This is the Sheva ben Bichri. So let's go back to our case now. Comes here is.
What you're saying, so originally Rabbi Yochanan was going like
No,
Rabbi
so Machloket
Yochanan.
in Yerushalmi mentions the case, but he says only, look at the Rambam again. אם אמרו להם עקום אליי, תנו לנו לאחד מכם, אם לא נהרוג יהרגו כולם. אם יחדו להם ואמרו תנו לנו פלוני או להרוג, אם היה מחויב מיתה, only if this one is חייב מיתה anyway, but I'm telling you, in Yerushalmi, it's a מחלוקת רבי יוחנן and Reish Lakish, the Rambam is going all the way לחומרה או לכולה, anyway, look at it,
Like Reish Lakish.
not Reish Lakish.
The Hayab Mitah has to have been determined through a process. Yes,
They're going to put a bullet in his head on the spot. Give us on the spot.
But he's already known to be guilty. He's not.
I mean,
not being
if somebody is rebelling against the king,
in the case of the king, but somebody else in a normal group would say hostages, and this one is he's a known murderer, but he's not been charged or warning all that other stuff. He's still liable.
Yeah, I mean, if it looks seriously, Rambam, he's asking a very important question.
Due process that he's Hayab Mitah or not.
There's no time. It's a question of 2 minutes. Yes, no, that's all of you. Comes Rabbeinu Bachiyeh, you hear this is a new Rabbeinu Bachiyeh, he says that this, look at this. He says, Veinei, remember this is 700 years ago. Veinei, as you realize, we read it slow. First, he's suggesting to them, you give. They didn't. He's speaking one. It says, Vayikach meitam. Yes, he took. Says Rabbeinu Bachiyeh, Veinei Yosef, הוא צריך לקחת אותו מהם. אבל הם לא לקחו. They did not give any. They did not volunteer. Says Rabbeinu Bachiyeh, מכאן למדו רבותינו, and he brings the case. He brings the Yerushalmi, נוכרים שאמרו לישראל, תנו לנו, the case we just saw. We pick one. We would kill him. ילחמו ויהרגו כולם ואל ימסרו. אבל אם בררו מעצמם, אחד mem ואמרו, תנו לנו, הרי הם נותנים להם. So he says,
halacha from here?
What?
They learn the halacha from here?
He says that the Yerushalmi, remember, the halacha that the Rambam, it's a Mishnah in Masechet Trumot. This is, everyone brings this. It's a Mishnah in Masechet Trumot. Where did the Tanaim and the Mishnah take the idea? It says, Rabbeinu Bachiyeh, מכאן למדו רבותינו. This is what he says. Pelican.
I don't know, when you say it's a Mishnah, is it Mishnah, did it come from Hashem, Torah Ba'al Peh, the halacha, or did they learn it from here, or did the rabbi say
the same as a regular Mishnah. This is the halacha of Yareg v'lo Yavor, everyone knows. The halacha that you cannot save your life, everyone knows. to which extent, remember, we are now, everyone understands that if someone gives me a gun, kill him, otherwise I'll kill him, we can hear it. But here they're going to kill them anyway. This is why it's a chidush. Yes. This is his interpretation. His interpretation is, listen carefully. Comes the Rav of Brisk, he says, he was placing all of them in jail. Here it is. Listen carefully and brilliant he's saying. This way, they don't have to pick anyone. Each one can come out and one should stay in. Is this by me going out, Eli going out, you are going out, and Shimon stays? Did we pick him out or not? He wants to say this was part of the, this is why Yosef made it easier on them. Yes. Mm-hmm. Now comes the Meshech Chochmah, and he wants to say, if you really understand into the heart of the text, how come here, Vayomer, suddenly they feel guilty? Yeah, the guilty should be in the pasuk, right as he is accusing them in the beginning. You are spies. Yeah. This should listen carefully to the pasuk, as he is telling them. Listen, I need one. Vayomru ishal achiv, and then he picks one. So he says here, says the Meshech Chochmah, each one of them said, we need a volunteer, but since we acted like deaf, we are unworthy of. This is how we learn. So years here, like by Yasuken, they were ready to walk one by one, and whoever volunteers stays in. But Yosef wanted to make it. Yosef wanted to make it easier on them. This is why Yosef did what he did. He says, "I'm taking one, and that's it." The Pele, yeah. So this is Vayasu. Otherwise, Vayasu. If you remember, I asked you before. When Yosef comes back, look a second again. Vayashav alehem, vaydaber alehem. What is he saying? It doesn't say what he said. You remember my proposal before? So what's the decision now? And they are reluctant to give. Then okay, I'm taking one this way. So this is vaydaber, even though the pasuk, which means that the conversation, spoken or unspoken, is exactly that.
I'm helping with the mechanics. They're all in the jail cell together, and now somebody has to decide who's staying, who's going amongst themselves.
It happens in Israel, a lot of stuff all the time.
So they, in other words, amongst themselves, they decide who's staying, who's going.
Yeah.
Amongst themselves.
So the way the Meshech Chochmah says, they said collectively. Yeah. Collectively, one of us has to stay. Unlike we did then, you understand? Yeah. This is why they remember now what happened with Yosef. Yes?
And they had not made
we chose to save ourselves without doing anything.
Still in a dilemma. And then Yosef settled it because he picked.
Correct. Yosef made it easier. Right,
but it still says Vayasu Ken.
That's why
I'm still confused.
So they want to say Vayasu, that they were ready to get collectively to come out. And Yosef says
collectively meaning what? That they're all willing to stay as hostages instead of one of them?
Everyone wants to be the volunteer.
Right, they're all stepping up.
They are in jail. They are in jail.
Yeah. Okay,
which means each one is willing to come out, then the other one is coming out, then the other one is coming out.
Each one says, I'll do it. Okay. And what's the significance of the 3 days, Rabbi? Is the 3 days is significant? Why is it 2? Why is it 5?
I'm sure that some people have Rasha white food. I have no idea white food. I mean, I didn't see it. I'm sure that someone said. This is one interpretation. Comes the Maril Diskin, he comes from Lucas. You know what he says? He says, Vayasuken means as follows. Come, please bring the Tanakh. The Tanakh. Everyone remembers the Haftarah that we did on Yom Kippur? You take the Haftarah, look at Sefer Yonah.
Jack, you're too cold to move. He's like, no.
When you freeze, no,
He's-
no, it's definitely cold. Jack is right. It's cold. It's cold. And the rule is if if your mind and body are moving, it's easier. It's easier. Yeah.
The
So
tendency
you
is to
look,
stay still.
you look in the book that I gave you. It says in Shnei Masar. This is a big advantage.
But actually, these things, you have the pages.
Shnei Masar. So you open there. In Trei Asar, in Trei Asar, you have Yonah. Yes?
Yeah. Oh, no.
You have all the small prophets. One of them is Yonah.
Oh, when you threw them off the boat? Or
And
you had the lottery?
right before it. What happened right before it?
First thing you do is they had a lottery.
A lottery. Yeah, when Eli says that's really the inside. Take it.
You have your name?
In the beginning of Sefer Yonah, you look at Sefer. Here it says in the two books. You're looking at Trei Asar. Yonah is after Obadiah. Obadiah is the shortest chapter in Yonah.
Well, the bottom is top proof $1 million.
Yeah. Of course, it's better.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. You realize there is a storm. It's after Obadiah. ויאמרו איש אל אחיו, פסוק ז', לכו ונפיל הגורלות, ונדע בשל מי הרעה הזאת, ויפילו גורלות. Now, again, the Gentiles are saying, pick up one. We are not permitted to pick up. Are we permitted to make a goral? Says the Mario Diskin, yes. So you can say here it's not a proof because they are not Jewish sailors.
Yeah.
But there's another place in Tanakh, it's not written openly that it's mutar.
The question, well, Yehoshua did it with,
Right, no, but over there, if you remember, after the Goral fell and came a Khan, Yehoshua says to him, please admit, and he admitted. But he's right, but Yehoshua, we don't know what Yehoshua would have done if Achan would not. But please open Sefer Shmuel,
Is it Goral, conceptually, is it's just saying, oh, let's take a chance, like rolling the roulette, so to
No.
speak, or is it to have faith that Hashem,
rolling the roulette
pick the right one.
is, this is exactly the point.
Hashem will choose the
You,
one. We leave
you
it
assume
outside.
that since we are relying here on the Goral, Sefer Shmuel is like Shmuel Bet, almost at the end.
it's just where it seems that in those days it had certain powers. that
I know,
we don't have.
Even the Goyim
you'd
had
be
this,
surprised, though. Even today, people do it. Remember all the way in Sefer, go all the way in Sefer Shmuel, find the last book, and then I'll tell you how many pages to go back, okay? Yeah, look at, okay, if you want, look at page Kuf Ayin Chet. Sefer Shmuel, here, please take this.
What parak? Parak, Buzz?
Lamed Gimel.
Thanks. I don't think there's a,
Well, what?
I don't think there's a Lamed Gimel in Shmuel Bet.
Kaf Aleph, sorry. Kaf Aleph, sorry, Larry.
Okay, oh,
Now, here's the story. There's a famine for 3 years. So David finds out there are 2 reasons. A, because Shaul was not eulogized properly, which is too late already. And B, because the city of Nob was completely destroyed by Shaul, and the Givonim who were converts lost the jobs, and there was a tremendous Chilul Hashem. You look a second
They
on
wanted
top,
blood.
look on top of the page. David hears the answer. על אשר עמית את הגיבורים. ויקרא המלך לגיבורים. ויאמר עליהם, look at the pasuk, מה אעשה לכם? How could I appease you? ובמה אכפר וברכו את נחלת השם, ויאמרו לו הגבעונים ויוליס, אין לי כסף וזהב, no gold or silver עם שאול, ואין לנו איש להמית, we don't want to kill innocent people from the regular Jewish community. מה אתם אומרים? So what do you want? They say, give us 7 people from the descendants of Shaul, and we would kill them. I mean, this is unbelievable, yes? This is why, by the way, David, after he did it, banned the Givonim, even though they are converts. They can never marry Jewish.
Rabbi, why did he have to listen to them?
Because it's called Chilul Hashem Gadol Mohod.
So kill other Jews for this reason?
Again, the Gemara says in Yevamot, all the Goyim are saying, this is the Jews, this is the way they treat converts. After he did it, 150,000 Goyim converted. Only Jews can do it, to kill the children of the king. You have to be David HaMelech to decide it, not free it.
Understand what happened.
Vayomer HaMelech,
What Shaul did.
There was a famine and
He
they
killed
didn't
the
know
whole
the
city.
reason.
Vayomer HaMelech, 3
Because
years,
they
yeah,
helped
3 years was a famine.
fighting there.
ויאמר המלך, פסוק, פסוק, אני אתן, ויחמול המלך על מפיבושת בן יונתן, his best friend Yonatan is one of the descendants, על שבועת השם אשר בין אותם. He feels very bad now that he might be one of the ones to be chosen to be executed. ויקח המלך, you realize, he feels bad for him, so who is he choosing? ויקח המלך את 2 בני רצפה בת היה שילדה לשאול. Shaul had פילגש, רצפה בת היה, a beautiful woman, had 2 children, את אדמוני ואת מפיבושת, ואת 5 בני מיכל בת שאול, אשר ילדה לאדריאל. You realize,
Pay attention to the names.
and of course, he takes the 5 children of Michal,
His wife.
when she was taken away from him and given to Adriela Mecholati. The Gemara is asking.
They didn't have kids. He never
descendants.
had relations with her. What do you mean her kids from him?
No, from a different husband.
This is not
So how they
Adriela.
descended?
This is not Adriela. Show you in a minute. ויתנה ביד הגבעונים, he gave it to the גבעונים, he handed them over, והיה קיום בהר לפני השם, ויפלו שבעתיים יחדיו. Not only he killed, quote unquote, innocent people, he left the bodies 6 months, the entire spring and summer. And the Gemara in Yevamot is asking George's question, A, what gave me the right to do it? B, somehow you do it. How can you keep the bodies? Even if a person is guilty, you have to take him off.
Rabbi, is this the same Mephibosheth who's David's
No, but
the Chacham?
so the Gemara in Yevamot, no, the one that was killed was that. So the Gemara in Yevamot wants to know, how did David choose by the bottom line?
Yeah.
The Gemara says he prayed very much that Mephibosheth should not fall in and made the Korah. David took all the descendants of Shaul and he simply made the Korah. Here, it's really our topic. You know that 7 are going to die, yes? And the rest are spared. And here David is the Korah. Says the Maral, this can halakha l'maaseh here. Vayasu ken, remember Vayasu? He says they made the Goral.
Oh.
They made the Goral, he says, and the Goral fell and Shimon Kach. This is what the Maral Disket, I mean, realize this is halakha.
Yosef didn't really choose him.
This is halakha l'maaseh, which means
They designated
theoretically the case that Eli said before, yes?
No, it says he took him. He took the one that got out.
that they selected from the Quran. They
Hamas says,
the
give
result.
us X amount of people. The Germans said, it says that if you make a raffle, then, and you're giving it over, even though they did not name those people, and Kacha Womer based on the story of Yonah, and I mean, there's no time, I didn't bring the Gemarot, but the Gemara is asking the question, what gives him the right, and how is the son of Yonatan said?
Yeah.
The Gemara says he prayed very hard that he should not come up with the Goral, but he was
Chosen.
Every descendant, no, he's not.
Or he's not
And
chosen.
Mephibosheth
not
is a
one
different
descendant.
Mephibosheth. This is a second interpretation in the pasuk Vayasu Ken. The third one was I saw four. I saw this book brings all the. No, but
Just saying what's going on between the lines.
No, this is the in my life. If Vayasu, Ma Vayasu, what did he do? Obviously, but they did it, yeah.
It's like that horrible movie, Sophie's Choice. She had twin daughters and she had to pick one.
For Hollywood, it's depicting the reality, but this is real. What we're talking here is real.
Rabbi, we have that case of that person who they wanted, that one person, and the lady gave him out of the city.
His name is Sheva ben Bechri. Sheva ben Bechri. But over there, he is Chayav Mita. Yes, he is Chayav Mita.
So is that an example that a person's already been found guilty, you could turn him over to authorities?
If he's Chayav Mita, Sheva ben Bechri, the Rambam is giving it, and the Mishnah is giving it. It's a machloket. Right here. If you remember, we spoke once, okay, this is many times. The Chazon is, I mean, this is a case that really happened. This is why everyone, in every camp, they like to ask the kids, yes, the Trauli, the case of the case really began at a truck going down in Tiberia, from the upper Tiberia down. He lost the brakes. He knows that if the truck is continuing straight, he's plunging into a marketplace. He doesn't know. Many people will be killed. So he's strongly turning the wheel, remember?
Yeah.
And he killed two people. This is how it happened.
This was his choice.
Right. Well, did he have the right to do it or not? You might say, he's basically saving
Minimizing
other people's life by killing the two. Says Chazon Ish now. Says Chazon Ish, the act that he is doing is labeled Hatzalah. You understand?
Oh.
What the Gemara is saying is, here's a gun. Kill him, who will kill you. This is a murder. Says what he's doing is
others.
It's already in motion. It's going. Now the question is, let the truck do? Says this type of an act, the example he's giving is very famous. He's bringing the example of an arrow. I mean, in our language is when plane number 2, plane number 1 is flying to the tower. Yeah, you're killing him. You killed innocent people in the plane to save 1,800 in Tower 1. Are we killing to save, or we are saving? We are shooting to save.
Because they're dead.
The difference in the tower is that the people in the plane are going to die either way.
Correct.
In the case of the train, that story, the people on the train, if it goes into the village, the people in the train are going to live, and more people are going to die.
So some are saying that this is what happens here. Yes, this is a Pulat Hatzalah. Yosef is telling them, you're here. Yes, one has to stay. If he chooses 3 volunteers, of course it's good. Yes,
They themselves.
He says even if they walk out and they leave him, it's called Pulat Hatzalah. I have to go, but it's fascinating.
So, Rabbi, in this day and age, when they have driving cars, and the car has to be programmed. There's a 3-year-old kid on the side of the road or a 90-year-old woman. Which one Which
Yes.
one should our official
Take
tell
the
the
number,
Jews to run over?
But the difference is.
Eli, have a good, Eli, good
No, we
trip.
get tomorrow.
Oh,
The classic thing is on this train thing is that you actively turn the train.
correct, correct.
And people.
Right, right. This is the way, this is the way they, this is the way they present it. Yeah, this is the way they present it.
The train goes in the village, we don't